presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you, Ali, for that warm introduction. And I think I'm going to have to take out the 40 plus years, because it makes me sound so aged, which in fairness I am. So I'm really pleased to be speaking with your community. As you've said, I'm Susie Briscoe, and I founded Acer Coaching Associates in 2004. I better give you my next slide, hadn't I? I hope I keep remembering to do that. Today, the topic is how to boost your C-suite confidence to help you take your next steps. And I'd just like to go over the agenda for the call, letting you know what will be covered and what you can expect. We're going to be discussing what confidence means, as well as looking at how we show up and the energy we give off. But before we jump in, I'm just going to take a minute or two and do some quick housekeeping so that we can ensure that we have a successful call. To get the most out of the call for yourself, I ask that you find a quiet place to listen and keep the background noise to a minimum. I know this is being recorded, so I hope that you'll be able to go back and listen to it again and get even more out of it. This is a live call, and I ask that you be participative. Well, it's not going to be as participative as I would normally like because of the time constrictions, but the activity sheets will be shared at the end. So for now, these calls are going to be much more valuable and fun when you switch off your emails, your mobile phone, and forget Facebook. You can catch up with all of that later. I would recommend that you have a pen or pencil and paper to hand to take notes, and the Me and Confidence worksheet, together with all the activity sheets, will be available to download at the end of our call. So let's go for it. We all want to perform at our best in our work and personal lives. So in order to do this, we must believe in ourselves and be truly confident in our abilities. But what exactly does it mean to be confident? What is confidence anyway? Is it just a concept, a feeling, a state of being? Confidence is like gravity. We can't see it, but we know if it's there or not there. So the worksheet, as I've told you, Me and Confidence, is going to be available at the end of the call. And I would like you to complete the statements which I'm going to read out at the end of the call. So for me, confidence is, I've just lost my place. You know how it is said that everything should be done in moderation. Confidence is one of those things that we would like to have more than moderation. You never hear people saying they don't want any more confidence. It's like our bank accounts. We always want them to grow. So what can we do to increase our confidence? In this section, you will explore numerous boosters for your confidence. So I am at my best when, and here I have a couple of suggestions for you. I'm passionate or enthusiastic about something. I am alive and vibrant. I am at my best when I am in balance, mind, body, and spirit. I can keep my confidence high by my inner dialogue, what I can positively tell myself about who I am, by stopping my negative thoughts, by giving myself permission to be myself and enjoy things. Whenever I feel nervous, I can regain my confidence by taking deep breaths, visualizing success, focusing my attention on outward instead of inward, At the end of the presentation, you can go through this and mark at least one confidence booster idea that presented itself to you whilst we were talking, and anything else that comes to mind. The key points to take from here: a lack of confidence usually stems from the doubts we harbor about not being good enough, thinking people won't want to hear what we have to say, believing we will fail. The next time you feel this way, give your confidence a boost by reflecting on the confidence boosters. So, dissecting my confidence zappers. Now, even with confidence boosters, there are still many things in life that can zap our confidence. Let's take a look at them. These confidence zappers are what they are and in what way they show up in our lives. Many people experience a lack of confidence at one time or another. When a confidence zapper gets us, we can examine many different emotions, ranging from self-doubt, fear, anger, helplessness, feeling flustered, to physical things like having a dry mouth and wobbly knees. Usually, there is also some sort of internal dialogue going on that magnifies the situation. Negative thinking is probably the biggest confidence zapper there is. So what happens when our confidence zappers affect us? Most likely, we end up playing it safe, avoiding risks, or steering clear of challenges and new situations. So for the purpose of this webinar, I'd like to work on the premise that confidence is the assurance you have in yourself and in the powers or abilities you possess. I just want to think about that for a moment. Confidence is the assurance you have in yourself and in the powers or abilities you possess. So, what would it be like when you think of your worst confidence zapper? Many things can zap our confidence. Experiences such as not receiving encouragement from others, a perception of never getting a break, being overlooked, being criticized, making mistakes. All of these and more create a lack of confidence in us. So, for example, a confidence booster, a zapper, may be when I lose my confidence because I am always late. Because of this message, what's the lie that you believe in yourself that chips away at your confidence? Why can't I get anywhere on time? I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I don't have my act together. What's the real truth about who you are or your circumstance that you can realize if you shifted your perspective? Maybe if you started to think to yourself, I'm only late sometimes, and this has nothing to do with having my act together. I'm just trying to do too much sometimes. So to improve our confidence, we must realize that we are not alone in our feelings of uncertainty. A lack of confidence is often related to the irrational perspective we hold that we are the only person that has such uncertainties and that everyone else seems to get it, although we don't quite know what it is. We must realize that everyone experiences lapses in their confidence and that nobody is 100% self-assured. Let's face it, we tend to drastically overestimate the confidence of other people, and unfairly minimize our own level of confidence. And I ought to just pop in a little story here. I was at a polo game. It was the Gold Cup, and it was the Queen was present, and she was presenting the cup. And I just saw her before she came into public view because I was in the royal box. And as she came down the steps from the balcony, she just quietly checked herself in the mirror to make sure that she was looking her best. So that really was a delight for me, because it showed me that even the Queen of England needs to stop and have some reassurance on an occasion. So going back into my topic here, we can feel increasingly more confident if we would only change the stories we keep telling ourselves about ourselves. Instead of focusing on how we are coming up short in our actions, we can instead recognize and remember the qualities that make us truly unique. Let's take a moment to reflect upon who we really are and to appreciate our uniqueness and acknowledge the many reasons we have to be confident in who we are. Below are some strategies, or on your worksheet, to boost your confidence. So I'd like you to fill them in your own time. For me, confidence is being able to prove that I can do something. It gives you evidence of the past. Repetition, being able to do something successfully over and over again. And being able to articulate my strengths. I'm really quite good at this. Statement 2, I'm at my best when I am passionate or enthusiastic about something. I am alive and vibrant. I am in balance, mind, body, and spirit. I can keep my confidence high by controlling my inner dialogue, what I can positively tell myself about who I am, stopping my negative thoughts, giving myself permission to be myself and enjoy things. Whenever I feel nervous, I can regain my confidence by taking some deep breaths, visualizing success. Sometimes just look to your past achievements. Just remember what you have done. Focusing my attention outward instead of inward by being fully present with others. I've now got some confidence affirmations for you. And this again you have in your worksheets. And I'm just going to take some time to read some of them to you. I'm filled with independence and determination. I can retain a calm, optimistic look. I feel powerful and in control. I have great inner courage. My mind is calm, and I project a positive self-image. I can do whatever I set my mind to. I forgive myself. I am peaceful, secure, and confident. I let go of the things I cannot change and focus my energy on what can be changed. Every day, in every way, I know I become more confident. I freely accept this. I now make my life work better and better. I am peace with myself, the world, and everyone in it. I am socially skilled. My possibilities are endless. I will remain confident and unaffected by the negative attitudes around me. My inner vision is always clear and focused. I am worthy of love. I love myself for who I am. I can accomplish anything I set my mind to. I am free to be myself. I am beautiful inside and out. I am worthy of great love, and I deserve to be loved fully and completely. I am already healed, happy, loving, wealthy, successful, physically and emotionally well. I deserve to have a great life. I can do this. I'd like you to take a moment and sit with these affirmations. Which ones resonated with you the most? Hopefully, you could make a note of them and go through them again later. We have confidence through our authentic selves. As you have now been discovering, what you say to yourself can dramatically impact your confidence level and how you present yourself to the world. We could all feel increasingly more confident if we could change the stories we tell ourselves about who we are. Instead of focusing on how we are coming up short in our actions, we can instead recognize and remember the qualities that make us truly unique. Next, I will reflect upon who you really are, appreciate your uniqueness, and acknowledge the many reasons you have to be confident. We can feel increasingly more confident if you would only change these stories. Focus on our actions instead of coming up short, and recognize and remember the qualities that make us truly unique. Let's take a moment to reflect upon who we really are. Do you know who you are? To appreciate our uniqueness and acknowledge the many reasons we have to be confident in who we are. In order to build a building, an architect must first visualize the type of building he or she wants. Mental imagery is projected onto a piece of paper that becomes a blueprint. The builders then execute the ideas on the blueprint. Actually, for those of us who've heard of the Johari window, it's like a screen that is a filter for everything that happens in front of our lives. Imagine a fireman's helmet with a screen in front of it. It's invisible, the one we have in front of our own eyes, but everything we have ever done in our life is written, it's etched onto that screen, and it will we'll be reminded of whatever it was that is now making us feel nervous. We will go back to the first situation, not necessarily knowingly, and just feel that nervousness. So the concept of visualization works the same way. The mental picture you hold of yourself in your mind becomes a reality in your life. The constant flooding of your mind with positive thoughts will eventually cause any negative ideas to lose power and dissolve. I'm now going to read a short excerpt from Og Mandino's, I'm just wanting to make sure I get his name right for you, Og Mandino's book, The Greatest Miracle in the World. From this excerpt, you will ponder who you are at your core and what makes you truly unique. By being in touch with your authentic self, you will become more confident. For the next few minutes, I want you to get comfortable, relax, focus on and visualize what you are about to hear. And when you're ready, I'm going to start reading The Greatest Miracle. This is a memorandum, which is a message from God to me and you. Here is an excerpt from the memorandum. Today is your birthday. This is your new date of birth. Your first life, everything that was before yesterday, like a play in a theatre, was only a rehearsal. This time the curtain is up. This time the world watches and waits to applaud. This time you will not fail. Light your candles, share your cake, pour the wine. You have been reborn, and we celebrate with you. Like a butterfly from its chrysalis, you will fly as high as you wish, and nothing will obstruct your mission or your search for the true riches of life. Let me share with you again the secret you heard at your birth and forgot. You are my greatest miracle. You are the greatest miracle in the world. On my screen now, you'll see an exercise called My Star. And if you would like to work around it whilst I'm talking, that's fine, but you will have this available to do for yourself at the end. Let us take inventory of the miracle that you are. Let us take inventory of your blessings. First, you have eyes to see. You have the ability to enjoy a snowflake, an eagle, a child, a rainbow, and the look of love. Count one blessing. You can hear. Your ears hear the wind in the trees, children at play, and the words, I love you. Count another blessing. You can speak. No other creature has words to calm the angry, warm the lonely, encourage the defeated, and say, I love you. Count another blessing. You can move. You are not a tree condemned to a small plot. You can stretch, run, dance, and work. Count another blessing. You can give and receive love, for you know that to receive love, it must be given with no thought of its return. To love unselfishly is its own reward. And should love not be returned, it is not lost. Count another blessing. Your heart is strong. It beats hour after hour, day and night, and year after year. Man has never created such a machine. Count another blessing. And your brain is the most complex structure in the universe. You can file away every perception, sound, taste, smell, every action you have ever experienced. Are you poor? No, you are rich. Study the list and count them again. Tally your assets. There are 4 laws to happiness and success. The first law is to count your blessings. The second law is to proclaim your rarity. You are a great rarity. Consider a painting by Rembrandt, or a bronze by Degas, or a play by Shakespeare. They have great value, but you are the most valuable treasure on the face of the earth. Never in all the 70 billion humans who have walked this planet since the beginning of time has there been anyone exactly like you. Never until the end of time will there be another such as you. You have shown no knowledge or appreciation of your uniqueness. Yet you are the rarest thing in the world. Why have you valued yourself in pennies when you were worth a king's ransom? Why did you listen to those who demeaned you? And far worse, why did you believe them? Do not hide your rarity any longer. Bring it forth. Show the world. Imitate no one. Be yourself. This is the second law. Proclaim your rarity. And now you have received 2 laws of success and happiness. Count your blessings. Proclaim your rarity. Next is the third law, the secret that will produce riches and acclaim beyond your dreams. Go another mile. The only certain means of success is to render more and more better service than is expected of you, no matter what your task may be. This is a habit followed by all successful people since the beginning of time. Therefore, the surest way to doom yourself to mediocrity is to perform only the work for which you are paid. For there is a pendulum to all life, and the sweat you deliver, if not rewarded today, will swing back tomorrow tenfold. Go another mile. 3 laws of success. Count your blessings. Proclaim your rarity. Go another mile. Now we come to the 4th law of success and happiness, the power to choose. You have complete control over your destiny. You have the power to choose. Use wisely your power of choice. Choose to love rather than hate. Choose to laugh rather than cry. Choose to create rather than destroy. Choose to persevere rather than quit. Choose to praise rather than gossip. Choose to heal rather than wound. Choose to give rather than steal. Choose to live rather than die. You can choose failure and despair, or success and happiness. The choice is exclusively yours. Remember the 4 laws of happiness and success. Count your blessings. Proclaim your rarity. Go another mile. Use wisely your power of choice. This day you have been notified. You are the greatest miracle in the world. Well, that's the end of my mini lecture, and I don't know whether you could hear my cat had decided to come and join us for a moment. I hope you couldn't hear her meowing, but if you did, I'm sorry. So on the My Star worksheet, capture what you would most like to remember from this passage, and take a few minutes to capture what you most remember from the lecture, and let them know some statements in the star rays they can use to help you capture that. That my many blessings are what makes me unique. I choose to. I feel happiest when. What am I good at? And this all adds up to your authentic self. Now, my key points to this are, as we realize the incredible miracle that we are, we become more confident in ourselves. The more confident we become in ourselves, the more we embrace our uniqueness, stretch and take risks, and live more authentically. This, in turn, builds even more self-confidence. Naturally, if we are becoming more self-confident, experiencing more joy, and living as our authentic selves, then these changes will be reflected in our thoughts. Our thoughts have tremendous power. They carry energy, and that energy can either boost or diminish our confidence. I'm now going to explain to you how the energy we give off and how that may be impacting our confidence. And I have the next slide, yes. And if you'd like to take notes on this again, the energy we give off. Now you can see on my screen the energy scale. So the word vibe is often used to describe an energy that you pick up from someone else. The word vibe comes from a longer word, vibration. And I think you've all experienced when you walk into a room, you get the atmosphere, the people in that room are giving a vibe of happiness with fun and laughter, smiling faces. Or if there's been an argument and you walk in the middle of it, you'll feel that coldness and tension between the people who have been arguing. Our thoughts cause us to emit this vibration, an energetic frequency. At any given moment, all of us are sending out either positive or negative vibrations. And because of this, we find ourselves attracted to some people and weary of others. It's like dialing into the frequency of a radio station. You are radiating certain energy waves that have people either tuning into you or turning you off. Similarly, we are sending out a frequency that is either telling others we are confident or telling them that we are not. Remember, thoughts are things, and your thoughts give off either a positive or a negative energy. Obviously, negative thoughts are a low frequency energy, and confidence is a high frequency energy. So think about the energies you are giving off to the people in your life. Think back to the beginning of the call when we discussed your confidence boosters. And what was the difference? Oh, I want you to, if you can, I think again, you'll have to do this after our call. If you will look at the scale on the left and it's the emotion that you are feeling on the right, you can see shame is a very low. If you're ashamed of something, the energy you're giving off is very, very low. But if you're at peace or happy, joy, it's really right at the top end of the spectrum. So what do you think about the energies you may be giving off? And how does the energy you give off affect your level of confidence? As you realize the incredible miracle that you are, you will become more confident in yourself. The more confident you become in yourself, the more you will embrace your uniqueness, stretch and take risks, and live more authentically. This in turn builds even more confidence. Naturally, if you're becoming more confident, experiencing more joy, and living as your authentic self, these changes will be reflected by your thoughts. So you've come a long way on this call and hopefully have new perspectives on the incredible, unique being you are. So let's have a review. You have evaluated your current confidence level, discovered some confidence boosters to help you when you need them. And please remember to go through them until you feel natural with them. You've learned to eliminate your confidence zappers. You've embraced the incredible miracle that you are and discovered the power of your thoughts and the energy they emit. So put your thoughts about confidence into an original quote. Some of the quotes that I can offer you at the moment, just to get you started. Many brilliant teachers have gone before us to encourage us to believe in ourselves and the value we bring to the world. For example, Zig Ziglar, who recently or in the last year died, said, "You are the only person on earth who can use your ability." And that's on your confidence quote. P.T. McIntyre said, "Confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong." And Anna Freud, from that very distinguished family, said, "I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. It is there all the time." So I'd like you to review your notes and your activity sheets and write in the box provided on your sheets the quote that captures your thoughts about confidence. Claim it as your own by putting your name to it. So reviewing our thoughts for what has been learned is critical on this long-term redemption. So activity learning is what this is about. You've learned how to solidify the learning that has taken place on the call. And to make sure that you accomplish this, I'm going to offer a short phrase, which I've already done, about the quotes. You are the only person on earth who can use your ability. Confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. And I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. So this concludes the building C-suite confidence for the moment, and I hope you found it valuable, and it will help you to feel great about yourself, your value, and your success. So I would like to know what your takeaways are, if you would care to share them, and to thank you for being in attendance. I hope you enjoyed the call and enjoyed your time with me, and you've lots of takeaways to share. And now I'm going to hand back to Ali, if you're there, please.
Thank you very much, Briscoe, for a very, very intriguing presentation. Folks, we are now open for question and answers. If you have any questions, you could either insert it in the question box, or you could equally raise your hand. There is a hand icon available on the webinar console, so click on it if you want to speak directly to the speaker. But let me go to the question box. There is a question already posted. Ma'am, how did you increase your own confidence? Sure.
That I'm often asked, actually. And I have to tell you, I was so shy as a child that I wouldn't even get up, aged 3 or 4, if we had in kindergarten dancing around the room to music with my own classmates and my friends. I wouldn't even join in and dance to the music. I was that shy. And even if I knew the answer to a question, I would not put my hand up in the class because I couldn't speak. I literally couldn't speak. And one evening, I was in my late 20s or 30s. I was at a dinner party and I was seated next to the chairman of a multinational company. And I was literally quaking in my boots. He was such a big, important man. I won't embarrass him by sharing the story, telling you his name. But I suddenly thought, I've got nothing to say. What am I going to do? And then I thought, well, just ask him a question about himself. And I don't know whether you'll remember, but that is one of the tricks that we've already talked about earlier in the call. Stop thinking about yourself and get interested in the person that you're with, the person that you're talking to, or the situation that you're in. Look outside of yourself and stop thinking about your own self. And I promise you, the feeling of nervousness dissipates, not immediately maybe, but over time. And I know that my companion at the dinner table had a lovely evening because I just kept asking questions about him, and he was very happy to share and talk about himself and his life. So that worked really well. I hope that answers the question, Ali.
Brilliant answer. So another one from Brother Ziad. Oh, hey, the question is, how can you quickly stop the negative thoughts?
There is no quick answer, but what I hope to have shared, now that sounds very negative of me to put it like that, but it is the truth. If you are a nervous, negative person, not so much negative, I think, as nervous, then you're not going to feel as confident just by saying, hey, I'm great, and thinking that that one time is going to do it. You need to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. It's you know, we've talked about it earlier on the call. You just keep to repeating your confidence affirmations to yourself day in and day out. Make it a morning when you're brushing your hair, for example, getting ready for your day. Stick some affirmations up on your mirror or by your fridge when you're getting your breakfast ready, and just repeat them to yourself. And I honestly think that's the best way of moving you forward. Repetition and reminding yourself of how great you really are. And remembering as well that everybody does the same thing first thing in the morning. When we get up out of bed, the ablutions we go through for everyone in the world is exactly the same. So there's no difference between us. I hope that helps.
Well, thank you very much. Yes. Another question. What would be the 3 things our attendees can do to reinforce the concepts here today?
Well, I was hoping that I was going to get that question, because on your homework sheets, I've given you more than 3 things actually, Ali. There's me and confidence. These are all takeaways that you can download and either print them out or just keep on your own computer. Me and confidence, your confidence boosters, dissecting my confidence zappers. I've got the reading from The Greatest Miracle. There's the exercise, My Star, the energy scale. I've also given you confidence affirmations. And I've also got some questions for you, I believe. Have I got them for after the woo? Have I got any more questions to share with you? Let me see. Yes, final thoughts. Now, I think I've given you those already, my final thoughts. Yep, I'm afraid that's it. So I hope I've given you more than the 3 that you were asking for. I don't know who asked that question. But Ali, is that sufficient, do you think?
Yeah, that's really sufficient, and that also really brings us towards the end of the webinar. So any quick remarks that you would like to give before we conclude?
It's just been a joy being with you, and I hope that you'll invite me again. And please, please go to this web link, http, or I should say http://tiny.cc/mile, the name of your college. I thought that would be easy. Mile homework. And I really hope that you have fun filling those sheets in and going through them again and again. And I hope it is a real help to you. And of course, please make contact with me if you have any further questions or anything at all. If you'd like to work with me individually or in a group, I'm very happy to make those accommodations.
Okay, thank you very much. And let me understand the link that you have shared. Let me share it with the whole audience once again. It's tiny.cc/mile homework. I've already broadcasted the same link on the chat console, so if you guys can look at the chat console on the right side at the bottom of your webinar console, you will see the chat console. I have shared the link which Ms. Briscoe has just created for the Mile attendees. So with that note, I would like to really thank you once again, Ms. Briscoe, for your excellent presentation and for giving the time. So I really want to thank you on behalf of the Madinah Institute for Leadership and Entrepreneurship for sharing valuable information. So thank you very much once again. And
my pleasure.
And thank you all of those who attended this webinar. So please stay tuned to webinar.mile.org to learn about our upcoming programs, or to equally access the recorded versions and download the presentation copies. So with that note, I would like to end and conclude. So you all have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're calling from. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.